It's a difficult thing to talk about, but I want to talk about dog ownership and specifically adoption versus purchasing of pets. Could be any pet, could be a parrot, could be a cat, but let's focus on dogs because that's our pet of choice of late and through most of our lives.
Mhm.
So what I want to talk about, and I am not here to judge. It might sound like it, but I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. Uh, I too have purchased. You and I have purchased
Yeah.
pets before, and this was
Yeah.
about almost 40 years ago when we weren't even married yet.
Yeah.
We were kids, and it was a dumb mistake.
We just didn't know. Like, I was not aware.
Okay.
So that's what you're just doing, bringing awareness.
Yeah, that's what we want to do is just shine a light on this because I'm not going to change the hearts and minds of people who are set on this and people who don't have this kind of compassion and empathy, them either. I'm just not. But for those of you on the fence, just hear me out. Here's the thing. You have to think about the impact and of what's of and the ramifications of what you do when you purchase a dog or any however you attain a purebred dog, whether you do trade or purchase it or somebody gifts it to you or not. You've got to think about the impact. I think it is a moral responsibility to at least consider it, weigh it out. And um, I'm not saying that you're killing an animal when you purchase a dog, but let's walk through that. Let's do this as an exercise. What is the impact when you purchase a dog?
A dog that's in the shelter doesn't get rescued.
So
A
they
homeless
generally
dog.
die.
Yeah.
Often. So here's the thing, in case you haven't thought about this lately. Dog, I haven't done the research for the numbers because I kind of know what's going on. I've seen it firsthand. I've been to the burial grounds. I've been to what I call a dog garden in the country out here in North Carolina behind a rescue center that's on acres of property. Not a rescue center, what do you call that? Animal
It's an
shelter.
animal shelter, yeah.
The animal shelter for the county. And these wahoos gas these dogs and go out with a backhoe and open the earth and dump the dog bodies in there and just loosely cover it. And they did a sloppy job. And I was investigating this one time because they were trying to move it into our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out there on a Sunday when no one was there, and I snuck back behind the facility and I saw this and I photographed arms of dogs sticking up out of the ground. I called it a dog garden because
They're
the
legs.
rain, huh?
They're all legs.
Legs. So it's with great sadness that I report this, and this
Yeah.
is these are the ramifications. These are the results of the dog industry, as I call it. And again, I'm not judging. I understand that there's something beautiful and magnificent about certain breeds.
Yeah.
I would love to have certain breeds,
Yeah.
but I won't do it, and
Yeah.
neither will you. It's because we understand the necessity of stepping up, of being the hero for these animals.
And mutts are so sweet.
Mutts can be the most fantastic dog you'll ever own, and I can
Yes.
attest to this from the moment I pulled a dog out of a culvert when I was a kid. I was about 9, and I went out to a farm, and I pulled this bird dog Dalmatian mix coonhound
Super dog.
and he became the most fantastic dog. He was a puppy, and he was in that culvert. He was down in there with behind all the other puppies. He was reticent. He didn't want to come to me. He just was laying back in there. He probably was infested with worms,
Aww.
but he was lethargic, and he sat back there, and I just saw that beautiful face,
Mm-hmm.
and I reached beyond all those other puppies, and I grabbed this dog, and he became Rome. I named him Rome, Rome.
Mm-hmm.
most amazing dog. I don't have the time to express.
He could do anything, guys.
This dog could climb an 8 foot. He would literally routinely climb an 8 foot chain link fence.
And he would have a conversation with you.
He would talk. He spoke. He had a vocabulary of about 8 words. He literally announced that when he was hungry, he would say "mama," and then when he wanted to go outside, he would say "rock ride." And he knew how to talk. And he could run 35 miles. I swear to God, this dog was amazing. He smiled all the time, big toothy grin. Mm-hmm. You could get him to talk. You could get him to howl, anything you want. If I said stop, he would stop, like a well-trained Belgian shepherd or something. And I was just a dumb kid. I didn't know how to train dogs, but I trained that dog. And I could stop and walk across the street and say, "Come." And he just knew. And I could say, "Attack," and he would attack. If my safety were in jeopardy, my dog, he knew it before I did anyway, and he would attack. Anyway, that was then. This is now. I'm just saying. And then Banshee was another one of my dogs as a child. She would clear the yard when we came home, and she was so fantastic. She was poisoned to death by a nasty neighbor, and so I'm just saying, as you know, mutts can be the best dogs, because I think in part because those high-strung traits that come with breeding.
Yeah.
You know, they're concentrated, focused breeding, and they're going after certain traits. Well, with that, you can pick up some screwed up traits. Yeah. You know, you can
almost inbred type.
Yeah, I mean, we had some friends who recently purchased a dog, and we were just doing our best to keep our mouths shut. And it turned out to be a little disaster for them. I'm not naming names. I'm just saying it just, you never know what you're going to get. But if you adopt a dog, don't you see what you're going to get, kind of? You know, you could, and my most heartfelt congratulations and gratitude go out to those people who adopt challenging pets.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to go, if nothing else, go to a shelter. But if you're in the market, I've got to purchase this little Pomeranian for $4,000 or $1,000, whatever. Go to a shelter and see the dogs that are going to be put to death in all likelihood if they don't get adopted, and you become part of that equation, right? You're one of those people potentially that will save one of those dogs. So think about that. If you have an ounce of compassion in you, yes, I'm compelling you, and empathy. Take two. But we have met some people who have adopted challenging dogs. Not long ago, we were at a local brewery, and I was talking to this girl, and I'm drawn to these people. She had this pit bull, and he was such a beautiful boy. He's such a good boy. And he had these heavy, deep scars all over his back, like lashes, like just thick keloid scars. He was covered with them. And he was so happy-go-lucky. Yeah. Because he had a forever home, and he had a sweet girl that was his mama. Yeah. It almost brings me to tears to talk about. But he was badly, badly abused by some boys. Some kids had him in the house, and they were burning him. They were burning him. And it just unimaginable harm had been done to this dog, but he was happy. Yeah. And this girl loved him, and he was not an adult dog, but he was not a puppy either when she got him. And we've seen people adopt three-legged dogs. We've seen people adopt senior dogs, and it's just so impressive and thrilling to me to see that. You're a sweet boy. You a good boy? Yes, you are a darling, aren't you? You're a 10-year-old pound puppy. Almost 11. What are you doing? Crazy. You crazy boy. Such a crazy boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Crazy boy. I know, little guy. One of the more rewarding experiences that we had adopting was one that just came to us. Remember, the neighborhood kids brought Nikki
Oh,
to us
yeah.
because
So
they're like,
cute.
well, we'll bring it to the family down the street. They always take in strays. And so they brought us this dog, and I was like, oh, certainly not, certainly not. No, no, no. But Destin, my daughter, was younger. She and I sat in the garden tub in our bedroom with this
Mhm.
dog, and we pulled. She was a little yellow lab.
She was so cute.
And she was so cute and so sweet and pathetic,
Yeah.
emaciated, and she was covered, no exaggeration, covered with ticks.
Yeah.
And we sat in that bathtub, my sweet daughter and I, and we pulled every tick out of that dog. It took us hours, and we had a cup of writhing ticks. It was literally a cup of ticks.
Ugh.
It was disgusting and so sad. And so you can only imagine the hell that this animal went through. She was obviously kept outdoors in a kennel or chained to a box like you see so often,
Mhm.
and just malnourished and mistreated and unloved. And she spent the rest of her life with us until her final days with this incredible gratitude but fear.
Yeah.
You could see the fear, like, when is the day that when do I have to go back to the box?
Yeah.
With as much love as we could give her. See, this is another story. This is a story of abuse and neglect. And we could see it. I could see in her all the time thinking, when do they send me back to my nasty home, my terrible home? When do they are they going to put me back in the box? And it brings me to tears just to think about it. But we can be the heroes.
Yeah.
So Christmas is coming, and you know as well as I do that millions of dogs. Again, I didn't do the research. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Millions of dogs will be purchased, and millions of dogs will be gassed and buried,
Yeah.
or gassed and incinerated. And among those dogs, those millions of dogs that are purchased, some of them will be good, some of them will not be great dogs. And the same with the dogs that are put to death. Some of those dogs would have been the best pets imaginable.
Yeah.
And so it is. It is just. It's that time of year that I want to get people thinking about this. I've seen the whole thing. As I told you, I've seen how they treat these dogs and how they dispose of them. I've personally known um, quite well a dog breeder because I used to purchase livestock from this man.
Mm-hmm.
And he, on as a sideline, he built a bunch of little kennels outside behind his trailer in the woods, and these poor animals lived and they suffered. They were out there exposed, and sometimes they would just die if it was freezing and they couldn't make it through the night, and their puppies would die, and he would just lose money, and that was the gamble, that was the business for him. And it's just such a sad thing to look at these little attention starved animals running to the fence just to try to be pet through the wire, and just
Aww.
that's the way they spend their lives. And you go to this, this more sanitary environment of like a pet store, and you see the puppies that these puppy mills like this one sell to them.
Yeah.
And they might tell you, oh, these come from a good breeder, but you don't really know.
Yeah.
And if you're going, you might go to people's houses and buy a pet and think you're doing something better because you know the breeder. It's all the same to me. And again, I'm not standing in judgment of you. I've been where you are. I can't really imagine wanting to do it again. We've been avoiding that. Yes, there's certain dog breeds that are just almost irresistible to me, but nothing beats the feeling for you or for the animal when you bring home a dog in need.
Yeah.
And I'm focusing on dogs because, like I say, that is our preference. Here's an interesting story. Do you remember the name Rin Tin Tin, or a dog who his owner named him Rinty? I think was his nickname.
Rinty.
Rinty, yeah. He found this dog in a battlefield in France. It was an American serviceman, and he actually brought the dog home,
Uh-huh.
and I think this was during World War One. And the dog went on to appear in, I think, 27 films.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Rin Tin Tin. Most people our age will remember that name. But it was a German Shepherd. Ironically, it popularized the breed
Oh, yeah.
of German Shepherds. So, the net result there was that a lot of people were buying German Shepherds, and that kind of sucks. And there's another fault of that breed is a hip dysplasia,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
It's kind of bred into German Shepherds for that low profile. I don't know how to explain it, but that they wanted something in that anatomy. You guys will explain it who are Shepherd fans, but with that came, but the propensity for hip problems.
You mean like they're crouching?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I can't
interesting.
really remember exactly why they bred them to be more stealthy and to be able to go under things.
Remember that crazy one that we found?
Yes. Yes, we found one and we got it a home.
He was
Yeah.
crazy.
We brought him home and he ate a pair of my alligator boots.
He would run up the
No.
stairs and jump off at the top
He was
into the bushes.
He was an idiot.
He was such an idiot.
I loved it.
He was so cute.
I called him Fisher, and he was a big ball of mayhem, but he was a beautiful dog.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle him, so but we wanted to keep him safe off the highway,
Yeah.
and we got him a home, and they were so happy.
Yeah.
But he ate shark skin. That's what they were, shark skin boots.
Oh, yeah.
But
those were expensive.
So yeah, think of that. Rin Tin Tin. He was found in a bombed out shelter or a bombed out area where a shelter was, and he was in a kennel, I guess, and the guy convinced the right people to let him take him home to Southern California, and he trained the dog, and he ended up getting him film work. So take time, give it some thought, go and be a hero. I'm telling you, it's nothing more rewarding than saving a life of a dog.
And then if they're bad, you can just tell them they're going to go back to the pound.
Exactly. And you will find true gratitude in these animals that have been in the shelter for a little while. Kudos to all of you who have done so, and I know that this won't sit right with a lot of you because you think no matter what I say that I'm judging you. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to persuade people. I'm trying to
bring awareness.
Trying to bring a little awareness, make a little impact.
Yeah.
This Christmas, I urge you to go to your local humane society or rescue organization, and just look in the faces of these little animals, big animals, whatever they are. My wife brings up the fact that some people who want dogs,
they have to have like a hypoallergenic dog or something like that, so they have to have.
So you could probably adopt there as well.
Yeah.
There are rescue agency organizations for
all different kinds of
all
breeds.
different breeds, and a lot of those rescue agencies have purebred dogs that have been dumped. People fancied having a dog and then couldn't handle it, like the shepherd that I found, the purebred shepherd that I found wandering around.
Yeah.
And so it's understandable, but again, there are alternatives. So just food for thought during this time of year when everybody is just getting nutty about buying a certain breed and accomplishing something with a family member, making somebody happy. You could just as well kill two birds with one stone. Make an animal very happy, give it a life, and make someone else happy. Ultimately, what we would like to see is positive, nothing negative. I'm not trying to harm people. I'm not trying to harm businesses, but we would like to see fewer breeders coming into the business. We would like to see, as a result of this kind of awareness, existing breeders breeding fewer dogs because people are alternatively selecting dogs from rescue centers, shelters. I see nothing but good in raising this awareness. Another thing is, did we talk about fostering?
Yeah.
You can foster dogs. Don't forget that. There are intermediate foster agencies or people who are looking for people to place dogs with temporarily until they, doing their work, find them a home. So you're giving shelter to an animal in need. And finally, I would urge each and every one of you to consider donating to your local animal shelters. Don't feel like you have to commit. Just make the trip and bring a big bag of food, a truckload of food,
big bag of cash,
blankets, dog shelters, dog boxes.
Yeah.
Build a dog box and bring it to a shelter. I mean, there's so much good you can do and so much comfort you can bring to animals in need. Be you from any walk of life, or a conservative or a liberal. I mean, maybe that's common ground for us all, is to help those animals who can't help themselves through no fault of their own.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully everybody will have a wonderful holiday season, and let's make some difference. Let's be some heroes.
Yeah.
Peace and love to all of you. Talk soon.